couple of years ago, my girlfriend, her friends and I embarked on a camping adventure. Opting for a secluded campsite in the woods, far removed from the hustle and bustle of the city, we swiftly set up our tents upon arrival, preparing for a night of tranquility. With refreshing beverages in tow, we gathered around the campfire, indulging in laughter and board games. A blissful and serene time as the night deepened. As fatigue set in, most of our friends succumbed to sleep. However, my girlfriend roused me with a mischievous glint in her eyes, proposing a solitary walk away from our slumbering companions. Agreeing, we quietly exited our tent, navigating a narrow forest trail. The crisp air and the gentle rustling of leaves enveloped us as we relished each other's company in the hushed night. Abruptly, a voice pierced the silence from a distance, shouting out, "Hey!" We halted, assuming it might be a park ranger. The voice grew louder, insisting, "I know you're there. I have something for you." Intrigued yet uneasy, we strained to locate the source. From the shadows emerged a short man in an oversized t-shirt, extending his hand and urgently beckoning us closer. "Come here," he urged. "I have money. Someone is trying to take it from me. I want to give it to you." Skepticism overcame us as we scrutinized his empty hand. A wave of fear washed over me, prompting me to instruct my girlfriend to run. Without hesitation, she sprinted, and I followed, feeling my heart race. Reaching our campsite with a surge of adrenaline, we huddled together, fixated on the trail, anticipating the mysterious man's emergence from the darkness. Time crawled as I remained vigilant, my senses heightened, and questions filled my troubled mind. Who was that man, and what did he truly want? Exhaustion eventually overtook me, and I drifted into sleep, though my rest was uneasy. Upon awakening, the morning sun bathed the campsite in warm light. My girlfriend peacefully slept beside me, appearing undisturbed. Tentatively stepping out, I scanned the surroundings for any traces of the enigmatic man. The morning's tranquility and his absence alleviated my unease. Deciding to keep the encounter to ourselves as our friends awoke, we refrained from sharing the unsettling experience. We didn't want to instill fear or mar the camping trip, entertaining the possibility that it might have been a case of mistaken identity or a harmless prank. Please subscribe and give me a like. The moon hung high in the dark sky as my friends and I established our camp near the tranquil lake. It was a typical night filled with laughter, the crackling of the fire, and the ambient sounds of animals surrounding us. At around 1:30 a.m., our idyllic setting was abruptly interrupted by a noise emanating from the nearby bushes. Initially dismissing it as a harmless animal, perhaps a bunny, we ventured closer with hearts racing in anticipation. Surprisingly, upon reaching the source of the noise, there was nothing to be found. Confused but undeterred, we returned to our campsite, attributing the incident to imagination. Moments later, the serenity of the night was shattered by a massive pickup truck rumbling past us on the dirt road. Elevated high off the ground, the truck blared loud music, disrupting the peace around us. It moved deliberately, as if seeking attention, and to exacerbate matters, a blinding spotlight, reminiscent of police usage, illuminated our campsite. Feeling exposed and unsafe, the truck eventually vanished into the night after what felt like an eternity. Confusion and fear gripped us, leaving us uncertain of our next move. My best friend and I opted to investigate further by heading up the road. Upon reaching the main road, we were shocked by the sight of numerous police cars with flashing lights, creating an eerie atmosphere. Ambulances nearby hinted at a significant and unsettling event. Attempting to leave the scene, a police officer suddenly tapped on my car window with a flashlight. Anxious, I rolled down the window, and the officer, appearing grave, inquired about our presence. Hastily, we explained our camping intentions and recounted the peculiar truck sighting. The officer's response intensified our unease. He advised us to find another camping spot, revealing a recent homicide with the perpetrator still at large. The officer's confidence in the face of potential danger, backed by the presence of armed officers, heightened the gravity of the situation. Without further inquiry, we swiftly abandoned our campsite, leaving everything behind. My best friend alerted the rest of our group to pack up and leave urgently. With no time to explain or second-guess, instinct propelled us to flee. Hastily dismantling our tents and tossing them into a truck, we drove away from the ominous location. As we distanced ourselves, a momentary relief washed over us, but it proved short-lived. Roughly half an hour later, we learned that the police had apprehended the killer, and our erstwhile campsite was the very spot where they had made the arrest. The revelation sent shivers down our spines, emphasizing how perilously close we had been to a horrific ordeal. Please subscribe and give me a like. My girlfriend and I opted for a nature-filled escapade, choosing to camp in a picturesque national forest. Little did we know that this serene night would morph into a spine-chilling experience etched into our memories. The crisp autumn evening found us nestled in our cozy sleeping bags by a crackling campfire near our van. Abruptly, my girlfriend jolted awake and nudged me, whispering about an ominous sound nearby. Initially skeptical, I too heard the rustling of bushes in the dark growing ever closer. Moments later, a soft tap echoed on the back window of our van. Our once secure haven now felt vulnerable. Huddled in quiet whispers, we debated our next moves. Before we could decide, a forceful tug on the side door handle near my girlfriend's head sent shivers down our spines. It was evident the intruder sought entry, and swift action was imperative for survival. With adrenaline coursing through me, I fumbled to find the car key amidst the front seat and obstructing backpack. Each move seemed to agitate the intruder further. Trembling, I finally located the key, inserted it into the ignition, and started the van. The engine's roar shattered the once silent night, yet the intruder persisted, pulling on the door handle with increasing force. In a desperate bid to escape, I made the difficult decision to sacrifice our camping gear. The sounds of chairs and tables being crushed under the van's tires echoed our urgency. Finally free, I summoned the courage to accelerate away, the van colliding with a tree, the side mirror shattering, a negligible price compared to our lives. As we drove through the forest, hearts pounding, relief washed over us. Grateful for survival, we vowed never to forget that harrowing night. Henceforth, I pledged to approach camping with caution and foresight, recognizing the importance of planning our escape. Laziness and carelessness would find no place in our camping routine, the lessons learned eternally imprinted on our minds. Please subscribe and give me a like. I've always cherished the outdoors, finding solace in the serene beauty of nature. When the opportunity arose for a solo camping trip, I eagerly embraced it. Little did I know, it would transform into a nightmarish experience that would haunt me indefinitely. The day unfolded warmly and invitingly as I set up camp in the deep woods. The setting sun cast long shadows, enveloping the surroundings in an otherworldly glow. Suddenly, the tranquility was shattered by eerie sounds emanating from the woods, footsteps, branches breaking, and distant whispers. Intrigued, yet apprehensive, curiosity compelled me to investigate. Armed with a flashlight, I ventured deeper into the woods, my heart racing with each step. The darkness seemed to intensify, instilling a profound fear within me. Following the unsettling sounds, I spotted a figure in the distance, a man, but with an unsettling, otherworldly movement that defied the norms of human motion. Fear gripped me, rendering me breathless. Panicked, I fled, abandoning my campsite and belongings. As I sprinted through the quiet woods, his pursuing footsteps echoed ominously. It wasn't a human sound, but something reminiscent of a nightmarish dream. Reaching my car in a trembling state, I fumbled for my keys, securing myself inside and driving away from the haunting scene. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet the memory of that dreadful night lingered. A persistent unease followed me. I felt watched, followed. Nightmares plagued my sleep. Even in the company of friends, a lingering sense of foreboding persisted, as if something lurked in the shadows. The encounter had left an indelible mark on my soul. Driven by obsession, I delved into books, articles, and forums, seeking answers. Yet, the truth remained elusive. Armed with a camera and recording device, I returned to the woods, determined to unveil the mystery. Every step was cautious, senses heightened. The forest felt tense, aware of my presence. As I reached the spot where I had seen the mysterious figure, the air grew heavy, and the hairs on my neck stood on end. Recording every sound, every rustle of leaves, my efforts yielded only the silence of the woods. Disheartened and fatigued, I retreated to my car. A sense of relief washed over me, questioning if it had all been a figment of imagination fueled by fear and stress. Deep down, however, I knew the truth. The enigmatic figure had been real. Years have passed, but the memory of that eerie night continues to haunt me. The spooky forest's imprint lingers, an indelible mark on the canvas of my experiences.